Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the news. Before going to the details, let's take a quick look at the headlines. Power Minister MEGHALAYA assures no load shedding this dry season, plans solar projects and GHADC poll preparations. Education Minister orders correction of CM Impact Guidebook, announces Mission Education 4, warns action over Umngot pollution. Hills Farmers Union raises alarm over suspected African swine fever in Ribhoi, seeks urgent government action and livestock checks. Northeast leaders announce plan for unified regional front to champion common aspirations. And BCCI announces Rs 51 crores reward for Indian women's team after historic ODI World Cup victory. The news in detail. First, the local news. As the dry season approaches, Power Minister MEGHALAYA has assured that Meghalaya will not face load shedding this dry season, with MEECL upgrading power lines and substations to ensure reliable supply. He said talks are underway to set up a solar power plant and install 2,000 solar pumps across the state, though high rooftop solar costs remain a challenge.
We are providing around 45% subsidy to the scheme, where at the end of the day, the beneficiary ended up by paying just 5% only. So, we are already in the process of installing about 2,000 plus additional solar pumps. And we have also the constraint here as far as the solar rooftop installation also, and in fact this is one of the issues which I have raised before the Union Minister.
Meanwhile, the UDP led by Lyngdoh has formed a committee to shortlist candidates for the upcoming GHADC elections to strengthen its presence in Garo Hills.
People or the candidates who are interested and who are there in respective constituencies for the upcoming GHADC elections. As of now, we do have one MDC who is from UDP there. As far as party is concerned, it will be very difficult to do any kind of activities as far as that constituency, particular constituency or that particular area. Unless you have the elected member, then you can see the difference between the constituency where the elected and the non-electeds are.
Education Minister Lakman Rimboy has assured that immediate corrective steps will be taken to fix inaccuracies found in the CM Impact Guidebook. He said both the government and publisher share the responsibility of maintaining accuracy in all educational materials.
Any error which detected, it is responsible of the government, responsible of a publisher, responsible of the board which prescribe the book to take a corrective measure then and there. So since the information you are giving to me just now, I learned from that, I will take a prompt action that whatever error which is there should be corrected because any knowledge which are imparted to the children, it should be true, it should be not false, or there should be no error at all.
In another development, the state is set to roll out Mission Education 4, an ambitious plan to build over 150 new lower primary school buildings and upgrade 15,000 schools across Meghalaya. He added that education remains the top priority with Rs 3,654 crores, the highest departmental allocation dedicated to the sector.
It is the endeavor of the government to provide, as I said time and again, not only today, but since the last 7 years, the government have tried to improve all the infrastructure of the school. Having said that, it is not very easy for the government to do in one go. That's why we have started Mission 1 in 2019, continued to Mission 2 in 2021, and Mission 3 in 2023, and now we are going to go into the Mission 4. So let's hope that the school which must will be in that list. But having said that, most of the school in the rural area, they need the infrastructure.
Meanwhile, the Umngot River, famed for its crystal clear waters, has turned muddy, sparking widespread concern. Rimboy attributed the discoloration to debris from road expansion works, warning that any violation of environmental safeguards in the DPR will invite legal action.
The water of River Umngot have turned muddy, which is affect the life of the fish or any thing are living there, living bodies in the water. Not only that, it also affects the livelihood of the people. The Honorable Deputy Chief Minister have already spoken to the company to see that how that this river, this beautiful river, which is an asset of the state, assets in the sense that tourism, Umngot is one of the destinations, Snorkeling is one of the destinations, Daki is one of the destinations of the tourists, where because of that, the people from Khanapara till Shillong till Umngot, they earn the livelihood, should not affect.
On the political front, the United Democratic Party is adopting a wait-and-watch stance on the proposed new regional alliance led by the NPP and Tipra Motha. Rimboy said the UDP will study the group's agenda before taking a decision, reaffirming that the party's focus remains on protecting the rights and interests of Meghalaya's indigenous people.
Our main concern, we as the UDP, our main concern is that we have to protect as much as possible the right of the people of Meghalaya. We have to see that the Meghalaya develop. We will try to see that the interest of the local indigenous people is being served in the state of Meghalaya. So I cannot comment on any regional front or new front, if any, is being formed until and unless we see what is the program, what is the motive, or what is the motto, then only I can comment on any new. As of now, since this is a new thing, we have not started the party, I cannot speak on that. As I said, that we have to see what if it is formed, how it is formed, what type of front, what is its ideology. That is the main purpose.
Leaders of the Hills Farmers Union, HFU, yesterday met Ribhoy Deputy Commissioner Abhilash Bharanwal and the District Veterinary Officer to express concern over a suspected African swine fever outbreak affecting pigs in the district. HFU General Secretary Alphonse Bert Carcenteo said farmers have suffered heavy losses, especially those under the piggery mission. The union submitted a memorandum urging urgent containment measures and called for animal check gates to monitor livestock entering the state. HFU also plans to meet the Veterinary Minister and Chief Minister to press for immediate action.
Kini kinongri jingri kiba sakajala jungi menta kidan address lani kidan haka jingma ka besar khai bha namar ngi i bakini ki khon samla menta kilas dang menshim ya ka kamri siang ka kamri siar kum ka business te hendrai ka ai ka jing e ka ba kinongri jingri ki kendo menta ka wei ka dai namar ka jing sisin ba yap usnyang kamut barok kasam kan tli bai rewatang wei do kata ka de ka wikajing ka baar nadu pa ka sarkar ka penslur ya ki kon samla ya ki cooperative society ya ki FPO banshim ya kane ka loan lingba ka pigri mission tehnrei yang itu ipi menta kini kinong rap kidan ha ka jingma bat ha ka jingsir mensiam ka bashar kai do kata namar balada kini ki nyang ki yap do hisam ka bomot kini kinong rap kinom la mensiu la ne ben recovery ya kane ka loan.
The Meghalaya Indigenous Women's Council has raised concerns over inflated electricity bills issued by the MEPDCL Kleriat subdivision, alleging negligence by officials. MIWC President Baidai Grace Dakhar said several poor families have been affected, citing her own bill that dropped from Rs 2,600 to 268 rupees after correction. Residents of Nongsning village also complained of high bills despite frequent power cuts, with some saying charges even exceeding their rent.
Takabil jongaru kapoi shadow hajar ruspa tam tang badangala li yakendo USDO. Dangala kendo USDO ngapha le correction. Dala le correction kabil jonga kapoi tang arspa nrupa pratangka tumur kajingnya per hangta kala long shableng bat khando kabak la ban kta ya ka yo ka kot jong kalong yeng long sem jong kinu kibadon ha kajing kordit kumbangi la tim menta ba barok kawe ka district ngidon hapo kajing kordit tang bala daka office si jong ka MPDC L kala kumne mut kan kta shibon ya kinong chong snong ibapundon kam ya ka electricity.
The Meghalaya Commercial Truck Owner and Drivers Association met the Deputy Commissioner of East Janjia Hills over the freight rate dispute with a cement company, but talks ended without resolution. MCT-ODA leaders Wanchua Nongtudu and Moslanda Marngar said company officials with decision-making powers were absent. The association is demanding equal freight rates for trips outside the state. With the strike now in its 8th day, MCT-ODA has urged government intervention, alleging exploitation of local workers by cement firms.
Kadbaya kimar kimata kibayat sabar jong kajalla Meghalaya kamut nginumla ban IEP kador kandai tengka. Te kamut kani ke jumut ko manghap nyon ni ki paradok kamut ladang ikit mar hang ni po Meghalaya kamut ngap sim kandai tengka kadba sabar jala kamut ngisim me kador san tengka te hato kata ka balik sabar jala kamut hap her na beneng ka habiat na ju ka surok te ladai hapo ngilik penap doyong yo penap simen lani mo ya u ki kelingka ladang penap simen jua ya ki paradok ki badon apo nongpo tamut ngisim da ka government rate kadba ladang iya jaga ju kalti ban lai syadu sya asam minyak lang bana nongpo kamut ngisim da kata karit kabolong kam hapo do bani government rate te kata kalong kumang nyon ben ki lagi jong iparadok prasnam.
The district-level Chief Minister Youth Engagement Program 2025 for West Garo Hills concluded in Tura with over 450 students competing in various events from painting and poetry to science innovation and folk performances. In his address, Speaker Thomas A. Sangma called them the pillars and future leaders of society, urging them to channel their energy positively. District Sports Officer Saljagring M. Marak said the initiative provides a platform for students to gain exposure and represent the district at the state-level CMYEP in Shillong next month.
This program was originally known as the Youth Exchange Program, but now it carries a renewed vision and a new need, focusing more than ever on equipping youth for leadership, innovation and responsible citizenship. Develop your energies to positive things. It will lead to so many negative things in the society, and for which not only the society, the entire state will also suffer. A purpose to unite, to inspire each other, unite our youth, encourage discipline, foster dialogue, and kindle the pursuit of excellence.
The State Disaster Management Authority, in collaboration with the District Disaster Management Authority East Khasi Hills, today distributed emergency responder kits to volunteers under the Yuva Abda Mitra scheme at the Usosotham Auditorium. In his address, Disaster Management Minister Lakman Rimboy lauded the efforts of NYK, NCC, Scouts and Guides and NSS volunteers, stressing preparedness and collective responsibility in disaster response. Over 400 volunteers received kits to boost community-based disaster readiness across Meghalaya.
Understand the need of the human being, and you are the one. You are the full 24 here. You are the one who understand. I hope that collectively, and we know that the Chief Minister has remembered to engage with the youth. This whole week, whole 2 weeks, we have seen that the Chief Minister has given the platform to different youth through the Chief Minister Youth Engagement Program, that to engage with the youth. Engage with why? We have to instill in the mind of the youth that we have to work together, we have to transform together, we have to use the livelihood of each and everybody together, because alone we cannot do it. So the youth are not only the future, are the present and the future of the state. And I'm very happy that you are the very good, you have the mind, the cycle mindset to help the others. You have instilled in yourself the mind that how to help the people.
We will be right back after a short commercial break.
एक ज़माने से कहानी है सुना रही आकाशवाणी, फिर आया एंटरटेनमेंट का रेवोल्यूशन, जब कोने कोने पहुंचा दूरदर्शन। कहानी नहीं बदली, स्टाइल गया है बदल। जो कहानियां हम सुनते आए, देखते आए, अब वही वैसी ही कहानी सुनाएगा डिजिटल।
Download Waves app now and watch for free.
एक ज़माने से कहानी है सुना रही आकाश।
Welcome back. The Jingaseng Kantai KJP Sinot Sapngi today organized a food fest to raise funds for community and church-related projects. The event was inaugurated by Pinthor Umkra MLA A.L. Hek, who praised the group's dedication to social service and charitable work. Speaking on the occasion, Hek urged collective responsibility in addressing social and church issues, stressing that true service lies in uplifting others. He also lauded the group's efforts in supporting education, counseling and welfare initiatives.
Jadi menurut bentalang buat ai kita gajing syakri pada kepat dengan apil yaki seng long kwe gijungi seng tege jungi ba gede bersim ya kene gajing kit klik kene responsibility bala dagi ui gede ban mi khmat ru ong de ban ong ba shong bai tang yeng ru gede ban mi khmat gede ban pet ban ui kita gajing ke bakum ki kun ki ti gijungi ki para ki bursa gijungi ki kendu hak diga man ka nagui ke por si gui ke por lingba jong gede gajing steo ke lazang sedang ban sensyar ya ke imlang salang sedang ban sensyar ya ke jingim ke jonga ke jongtui tadai na kata kata ga pen mau yang ipi sien bala dagi jim ya kene gajing kit klik aki beta ba per.
The Ribhoi Youth Federation has called for the immediate implementation of the Meghalaya Residence Safety and Security Act 2016 and the setting up of entry and exit points in the district. RBYF President Bipul Tangkeo also criticized the discontinuation of the Sabhagya scheme, saying several villages still lack electricity. He said the scheme was only partially implemented, while the centre now plans to replace it with the RDSS initiative.
Ni wan kali benda hakabini habis kini sebentar nak kalian ke RBF ke pentau yang cikman ke makram abat ai burumru UDC ke bawula simkhya ya ke jingdawa jungi ke Ribhoi Federation berpetrikam no ya ke MRSSA hapo ke distrik ke jungi nama ni de mengi ki khalai ki seng ki bangila dawa nadu ustam arajar khatlai berpetrikam ya ke LP leseng ni ha kendai jong Disember kendai tarik nakalian ke assembly ru kalau lepas penerikam no ya ke LP haka jela ke jungi henry kapat saya karai na po ke parlimen henry adu gini sing iba ke parlimen kam sim kano kalenti haka bidi perkeni ke LP henry gini kam no madal pat bakawai ke an ke comprehensive mechanism ke di bendon bentel lakam uwe borum posnongi uwe bosong masak posnongi uwe uba triple laru haka snong ke jungi tengi ba ka principal act jungi ka an ka dangim ba nakalian ka sorka kumcu nakalian ka district administration jungi ka ribu district kalasang petrika madu kalai trik mulai Oktober.
Now let's take a look at the regional news. In a major political development, leaders from 4 North-East parties, including Meghalaya Chief Minister and NPP President Conrad Sangma, Pradyog Manikia of Tipramotha, Daniel Langthasa of PPA and BJP spokesperson Honlumo Kikon have announced plans to form a unified regional political platform. A committee will now work out the structure and roadmap for the new front, aimed at jointly voicing the aspirations of the North-East.
We, the leaders from different states of the Northeast, have come together today to make a collective and a historic announcement, which is the coming together of various voices of our region to form a united, singular political entity that truly represents the aspirations of our people. For too long, we, the younger generation leaders in Northeast, have spoken about the same issues and concerns of our people.
Press statement hai, isme we have all signed as initial participating members, and there are many people who will be asking various questions, but let me be very clear and let us all be very clear. We want to speak for the people of Northeast.
In Manipur, 4 cadres of the UKNA insurgent group were killed early this morning during an army operation at Khanpi village west of Churachandpur. The militants opened fire on security forces who retaliated swiftly. A search operation is underway. The group was linked to recent acts of violence, including the killing of a village chief. The army said the action reaffirms its commitment to restoring peace in the region. And now the national. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today reaffirmed India's support for the Gaza peace plan, expressing hope for a lasting solution. In talks with Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar in New Delhi, he said both nations face common threats from terrorism and must push for zero tolerance globally. Jaishankar highlighted the deep strategic partnership between India and Israel and welcomed cooperation in areas like infrastructure, semiconductors, cyber and renewable energy.
Indian workers are also today present in Israel in growing numbers as a result of our mobility understandings. They have some issues which need attention, and I hope that we can take that dimension of our ties forward.
In the Middle East, Israel faces a unique phenomenon which I call terror states. The radical terror states of Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and Houthis in Yemen have established themselves over the past decades. Uprooting them is necessary for the security and stability of our region. The eradication of Hamas terror state is at heart of President Trump's plan. Hamas must be disarmed. Gaza must be demilitarized. We will not compromise on it.
In Mexico, protesters clash with police. Let's now take a look at the news from around the world. In Mexico, protesters clashed with police in Morelia on Monday after the assassination of Uruapan Mayor Carlos Manzo, who was shot dead during a Day of the Dead festival on 1st November. Crowds gathered outside the Michoacan government palace, shouting slogans and demanding justice as tensions flared between demonstrators and security forces. The independent mayor, known for his vocal stance against organized crime, had recently appealed for federal assistance to combat cartel violence and extortion plaguing the region. The Global Peace Prayer Festival began in Bhutan today, bringing together Buddhist leaders and peace advocates from around the world until November 17. Organized by the Royal Government of Bhutan, the 13-day event features sacred rituals, mass prayers, and the Kala Chakra empowerment, promoting peace, compassion, and unity. Highlights includes the Global Peace Prayer at Chang Ling Mithang ground, the Bazaar Guru Mantra recitation, and the ordination of over 250 Buddhist nuns from around the world will be ordained by His Holiness the J. Khenpo. And now, sports news. As part of the 500th anniversary celebrations of Hima Nongklau, also known as Hima Khatsaupra, the birthplace of patriots U Tirat Singh and Phan Nonglan, the quincentennial Champion Cup knockout football tournament kicked off today at the Dom Maulom Playground, Pindeng Umyong, Mairang. The opening match saw Pindeng Umyong SC take on Laosaid SC. 8 top teams are vying for the coveted Champion Cup, marking a major highlight of the Hima's 500-year celebration. The event was attended by Siem Paem, PM Siem Le, Minister Bolness Nongom, and local leaders. The Board of Control for Cricket in India has announced a Rs 51 crores cash reward for the Indian women's cricket team, support staff and selectors after the maiden ICC ODI World Cup triumph. BCCI President Mithun Manhas hailed the victory as a proud national moment, while Secretary Devajit Saikia revealed the ICC has raised women's cricket prize money by 300%, from $3.88 million to $14 million. India beat South Africa by 52 runs in the final, with Shafali Verma and Deepti Sharma claiming top honours. Hockey India will kick off its centenary celebrations on November 7 at the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi, marking 100 years of Indian hockey. Union Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia announced the launch in the presence of legends Zafar Iqbal, Jagbir Singh, Dilip Tirki and Ashok Kumar. The celebrations, held in association with SAI, will include over 1,000 matches across 500 districts, featuring 36,000 players, commemorating the founding of the Indian Hockey Federation in 1925 and honouring the sport's rich legacy.
7 नवंबर को देश में हॉकी का 100 साल हो रहा है। 100 साल में हॉकी ने देश को गौरव भी दिलवाया है, देश को सम्मान भी दिलवाया है। और 7 नवंबर को सारे देश में 550 से अधिक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 1400 से अधिक हॉकी टूर्नामेंट का आयोजन करा जाएगा।
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius were recorded. The relative humidity is 82%. Moving on to Shillong, 16 degrees Celsius of minimum temperature, 24 degrees Celsius of maximum temperature. The relative humidity is 80%. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature 16 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 25 degrees Celsius were recorded. The relative humidity is 78%, and the forecast in Turashilong and Juwai says moderate rain and thunder shower is likely to occur at few places. Before winding up this news bulletin, here's a short recap. Power Minister Medba Lingdo assures no load shedding this dry season, plans solar projects and GHADC poll preparations. Education Minister orders correction of CM Impact Guidebook, announces Mission Education 4, warns action over Umwat pollution. Hills Farmers Union raises alarm over suspected African swine fever in Ribhoi, seeks urgent government action and livestock checks. Northeast leaders announce plan for unified regional front to champion common aspirations. And BCCI announces Rs 51 crores reward for Indian women's team after historic ODI World Cup victory. And that's all we have for you today in this news bulletin. Until tomorrow, thank you for watching. Good night.